Yo, what's going on? How's it going? Mhm. I'll wait for more people to get on the stream here. Did I see AMC today? No. Let me check it out. AMC. What's going on with AMC? Up 55% in the last week. Up 20%, almost 19.2% today. Yo, what's going on with AMC? What's up, Wassam? How's it going? Wassam, Rasta Stocks, how are you guys doing? Were you in AMC, Rasta? That's crazy. I actually thought AMC was done for. Um, but that's good for AMC shareholders. I know a guy who's big in AMC right now, so he's up big time, I guess. Neo had a great day for sure. Neo's up a little over 13% on the week, almost 5% on the day, so really good. Really good times for Neo. It's good to see the stock turning around and moving in the other direction again. Neo price prediction for 2023, that's not even something that I've thought about. I'm in Neo for like 2025, 2030. Um, and honestly, if I were to give you a prediction, it would just be something that I'm pulling out of the air. Just watching the business grow, really. Dang, you guys are all in AMC, it looks like. Yeah, I didn't really have anything that I wanted to talk about today, so I thought I'll just go live and we could talk about whatever. AMC is the next GameStop, you think, Martin? Yeah, I'm in Neo for sure, without a doubt. Greetings from Chile. Great coverage on Neo. Congrats. Thank you so much, Financial Freedom. I appreciate that. Yesterday's video that I dropped was pretty funny. The Jim Cramer video. Neo's making showrooms in San Jose. Interesting, interesting. I know they've got a lot of activity going on out there, as people have been sending me pictures and stuff. So that's very interesting to hear. It's going to be interesting to see how far that location comes over the years. So what made you guys get it? What made you guys Jim needs to chill. What made you guys get into AMC? Was it just you guys felt like there was going to be another short squeeze, or what was it? Cuz I don't know what's going on with AMC. I can see Neo at $100 by the end of this year, says Wassam. That would be great. I wouldn't complain about that at all. Yeah, Jim Cramer. It's kind of I felt like I had to cover this because I had to cover like the commentary because it's been a lot of back and forth. Um, and like for someone like me that like actually reads everything on the company, it just didn't make sense. And and people are going to him for advice, and they're they're taking that advice and making financial decisions with it, and it's just I just wanted to comment on that. I live in New York and people are sick and tied up in their homes. Mm, that's interesting. In Texas, over here in Texas, where I am now, I moved from Michigan. If you guys have been following the channel, people are out and about and moving around. I'm so tired. I'm so tired after working all this time. I don't have too much energy to be moving around like that, anyways. And I'm still, very cautious of the obviously the pandemic that we're still in. Like the live, guys. Thanks, Rasta. Yes, if you're on this live right now, make sure to do me a favor and hit the like button. That really does go a long way in helping out the channel. Yeah, I don't, and it's like, he'll say like one thing for like 2 seconds about it. And then yesterday in his video in his in or 2 days ago in his commentary on Neo, all he said was that he brought somebody else on who discussed why Tesla, and these are his words, not mine, why Tesla is the best EV stock to be in, and that's why you should get rid of your Neo. Um, my problem there was that number one, you're telling us to buy something and not, and when I say us, I'm talking about his viewers because I make my own decisions, but you're telling us to buy something based on somebody else's opinion. You haven't even done your own research to come up with your own conclusion uh, to tell us why we should be in Tesla and not Neo. You said to get in Tesla, not Neo, because you brought somebody on to a panel the other week, and they felt like Tesla's the best electric vehicle stock. Tesla might, and Tesla might be, but at the end of the day, I don't think that you. I think that owning Tesla around just the cars at this point is not why you buy into Tesla as a long-term investor. You buy into it because of all the other things going on in the company. And as Chamath says, someone who's done his due diligence on the company, someone who's made lots and lots of money on the company, it was fun to own Tesla around cars, but it's not really about that anymore. It's about the batteries. As far as Neo, and that's what I'm saying with Neo. Like when you think about Neo, they're the younger company. They're still very small compared to Tesla. They've got a lot of growth potential. So would you rather be in a company that's gonna, you know, potentially grow 50 to 100 to 200% over the next 3 years, or would you rather be in a company that's probably going to grow over 100%? And analysts had it, don't even have it pegged like that last time I checked, which was a while ago, which may have changed by now. Who knows what Kramer is going to say about Neo after it hits 100? He'll probably hop on the bandwagon, but this is not a. I didn't get on here to bash Kramer or anything. He's a smart guy. He knows a lot more than me, and you got to give it to the guy that he speaks on a lot of different companies, and no one knows every company. And Neo's not a priority for him as it is for us. But at the end of the day, if you're in a position like that, be responsible with your word. You have people that are watching you and making decisions on the things that you're saying, and I couldn't put two and two together why somebody would sell for a loss and then hop into Tesla. I mean, I guess you could say from like a tax perspective it could make sense, and you're probably going to get your Neo amounts worth of Tesla, but also you're gonna have a tax reduction. But I don't know. I don't agree with that one. You can make more money off Neo, is just my honest opinion. You have the whole government of China backing this company. I that's how I feel. I'm not in Tesla. I'm in Neo, and some people say like you're American, like why are you supporting like Neo over Tesla. Like that's people's first problem, is that they get very emotional when it comes to investing. And investing should be something that's non-emotional. That's how you start losing money. So I like Tesla. I wouldn't be upset if I, got if I hopped in Tesla or whatever. But I'm not looking to do that at this point, and that's just how I feel about it. When do you think Neo will be profitable? I don't think at this point. I think Neo should play the long game like Tesla did, and that's what they're doing as well. If you think about it, what Tesla did was, they could have been a smaller company, and they could have been profitable a lot sooner than they were, but instead they reinvested everything back into the business to continue to grow it, to eventually have more profits. And that's what I want to see with Neo. Passing up on profitability, scaling the company, investing back into R&D, next generation technologies, and things of that such. And when the time is right, profitability will be a really great day for shareholders. And when the market finds out, hopefully we see that type of kind of reflected in the share price. Sold all my Neo last year at triple, put it in Bitcoin, sold at the top. You made a lot of lucky moves there, my guy. It's not, timing the market is hard, so you did it right, and congrats. You can make, by the way, Kramer also said that he was wrong a few times, so in the end he doesn't know any more than we do, like you said, Obi. It's opinion based. I just see what Neo has done and the potential it has. I completely agree, Martin. No one's right about everything. I've been wrong about things before as well. Um, that kind of brings me to a video that I posted about, what is it called? United Wholesale Mortgage, UWMC. When I sold out at $10.30, and I was transparent about what I did, and I mentioned that I took a loss. People were calling me an idiot. People were saying like, you don't know what you're doing, like this thing's about to run. And I gave the reasoning exactly for why I sold out of it. And look at where the stock is now. I don't even know where it's at now, but I sold it. I'm pretty sure that it's not where I sold out of, and I put that money into a company that made me more money. So at the end of the day, you can't follow this herd mentality. Like, everybody wants to get upset when you're not doing what they're doing. But if I was doing what they're doing, I would have been losing money right there with them. So, you know, I feel like, being public about like what you're doing, what you like, or talking about it and being transparent in that sense, it can come with backlash, but it's like whatever, you just got to be able to still, stay calm and be okay with that. Oh, I missed it. Let me see what you said. I like your candid, honest, and well thought out comments. You don't shoot from the hip with emotions. Your approach is clear. You realize we are all hard workers and you wish the best for us all. Thank you. Yes, Herbert, definitely. Like, I'm not here to slow anybody down. I'm not here to throw anybody off. I'm I'm still the little guy, and even if I'm not the little guy at one point someday, I still want to see everybody win, because I know where I come from, and I know what it took to get here, and I want to share that with as many people as possible. And I'm sharing my journey on this channel is really what I intended for it to be from the very beginning, and it still is. So I always want to stay true to that. So definitely appreciate you. People were told to hold Bitcoin and got liquidated. I'm still in Bitcoin, by the way. Um, I bought Bitcoin at 9,000. I sold all my Bitcoin at over 60K. I bought back in at 56. So really I'm still up with my cost basis being under 9,000 now because I sold at 60, bought back at 56, had more Bitcoin than I ever had. So I'm not down on it, but I guess you could say with it being in the 30s right now, I don't have as much as I would have had, but I'm still holding Bitcoin for the long run. And I said that might change. I don't take cryptocurrency as seriously as I do as a company with underlying fundamentals. Just tuned in. Oh, that man Obi is fresh. Thank you, man. Thank you. I feel like I'm just bumming it out today. I'm just wearing a t-shirt. Need to get my hair cut this weekend. Yes, I did get a new crib. Not a new house per se, but I'm in a new apartment in Texas. Um, because I moved from Michigan a while ago, but it's the same spot. Um, hey Mohammed, how's it going? Thank you, Solar. Thank you. And honestly, with the Bitcoin move that I made, like I even said when I put out that video that I sold out at 60, I got back in at 56. My initial cost basis was 9,000 for anyone who's just getting in. So I'm not down on Bitcoin, but I even said like don't copy what I'm doing. Like there's no possible way to tell where this thing's going. I'm just kind of rolling the dice here and I rolled the dice and in hindsight I should have got out of Bitcoin when it went back to 58, but no one can time the market like that. So it was always a long-term investment for me. I was just messing around trying to get a little bit more than I already had. What are your thoughts on Ethereum? I like Ethereum. To be honest, I messed up on Ethereum. In full transparency, I posted on the channel that I sold out of Ethereum at what was it, 2100? It went to like three something. I don't know where it's at today, but for me, the cryptocurrencies that I've invested in are Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I don't completely understand Ethereum and the DeFi, the whole DeFi 2.0 DeFi space. But at the same time, I will say, I just don't have time to dig into like all the technical aspects. And what really gave me reassurance when it comes to not really, putting a lot of energy and effort into like understanding crypto from the perspective of, because there's a lot of guys out there who know crypto and they know it so well. But at the end of the day, Chamath Palihapitiya was talking about Bitcoin one time, and he said, I don't know all the use cases. I don't know all the features or products or something along this tune as I'm paraphrasing, but he said, essentially, all I need to know is that it's Smuck insurance. I don't even look at my Bitcoin. And this guy's made a lot of money on Bitcoin. The guy doesn't really understand it like that. And the average person in Bitcoin doesn't understand it like that. And I won't even say like the average, I'll say majority of people in Bitcoin or even in the crypto space don't understand it like that. And what really boggled me is like so many people ask me like, what do you think about Dogecoin? Like I invested in Dogecoin and I made all this money. And I asked them, I was like, I don't know anything about that. What is Dogecoin? Like tell me about Dogecoin. And they didn't know anything about it anyway. So it seems to me like in the crypto space, well, not anymore after this massive crash, but a lot of people are just kind of gambling in the crypto space, and that didn't really that doesn't really fit with the way I invest. Is all I'll say about it. Crypto is gambling to me, says Wasam. Um, Darius says Yoshin or Yushin. People always say it's Yushin or Yoshin. They're actually both pronounced correctly. UXIN is pronounced Yushin. The company is pronounced Yoshin. Um, when the CEO's in America, like when he's on CNBC, he pronounced it Yushin. I spoke with some of my friends who are Chinese. They pronounced it Yoshin. So either pronunciation is correct. It doesn't really matter. What should we What should we vote for TBLT as a shareholder? We can vote for a reverse split. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with TBLT. I added some TBLT the other day. Um, it's honestly, it's not like a huge position for me or anything. It's probably like 3, 4% of my portfolio. I haven't been paying attention to it lately, and it hasn't been making much noise. But anytime I see it drop like significantly, which I think it's already pretty low right now, I kind of add. My thing that I don't like about TBLT is that there's no options. So there's really, let's say I put the money into Yushin or Yoshin, I can make money off of my money. If I put my money into Neo, I can make money off of my money if I'm buying in batches of 100. If I'm putting my money into TBLT, I'm just putting my money there, setting it and forgetting it, but that money's not really being productive. What do you think about Zom? I thought, to be honest, with Zom, I thought Zom was like a 2020 thing and it was done for. Zomedica, or I don't even know too much about the company, but I know a lot of people who I'm friends with were getting into that stock and they didn't really even know too much about stocks. It might be a good company, not to downplay it or anything. I'm just saying I don't know about it. Hey, how's it going? I don't think Paul liked my answer. He loves TBLT. Paul, what do you think about the split? How are you voting on that? Because someone asked me. A lot of stock YouTube channels are changing to crypto since more people are interested in that now. Do do you see your views decline? Are you going to mix in crypto as well? Honestly, I mean, I talk about crypto from time to time, but I'm not going to just chase what people are flocking to. I feel like I could have did that in 2020. I could have just started popping off with like all the hype stocks and like been increasing my viewership and subscribers, but then I wouldn't be coming from an authentic place. And I feel like when you're not coming from an authentic place, that's when you start to burn out, and it's just not fun anymore. Even like right now, like with what I'm doing at work, like I'm starting to get extremely busy, and I'm like, dang, maybe I need to stop posting on YouTube so much because literally I'm getting to the point where like I'm a little burnt out. So if I'm not doing something, I don't have like the energy or the capacity to just be chasing views or subscribers, honestly. Um, More money is always good. That's true, but then it's also at what cost? Yeah, I don't even, for to be honest, like I wasn't even gonna vote on it. Like you brought that the who asked that question, you brought that to my attention. I haven't been watching it too heavily. I had 1,000 shares of Moral, a 3x stock high risk. It was valued at 15,000. I was lucky to sell it at a loss of $9,000 before it tanked. Sometimes you got to know when to cut them. Have you talked about Endeavor? No, I've never talked about it. Oh, okay. He said for the company. I thought you were talking about me. I'm sorry. You never know what risk stocks are going to do. That's true. Good answer. Thank you for staying dedicated to what you do. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Even if it hurts. That's true. I feel you, bro. Balancing work and YouTube is taxing. Definitely. Definitely. What's your thoughts on lending Neo shares for extra income? I mean, I think I have that turned on. I've never got anyone like borrowing my shares, and I'm in WeBull's stock lending program. UWMC had a small dip, but it's now on the way to $10 soon. However, I rather invest into Ethereum. And that was my thing exactly. Like, you go back to that UWMC video, I feel like that was my most disliked video. There's a bunch of hate in the comment sections but everybody who was, saying all that stuff is really quiet now because at the end of the day, I sold it for a tiny loss. I put my money into, I believe it was Clover Health, used that money to sell some calls, made my money back times two, and then those people are waiting for it to just get back to like $10. So at the same time, it's not just like, I don't even want to speak on it, but it's whatever. I I'm long on Neo. I have some late 2022 and early 2023 contracts, about a dozen. What do you think? I think Neo is well positioned. Like I said in maybe this was 2 days ago, I spoke on it. There's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel for Neo. They're not just ramping up capacity just for the sake of ramping up capacity. Now, if Neo stock is going to do great in 2022 or do great in 2023, I hope that 2021 taught a lot of people that Neo's not exempt from the broader market. Um, as far as 2022, I believe the chip shortage will be for sure taken care of by then. 2023, but also aside from the EV market, aside from the chip supply constraint and stuff like that, it also depends on the market. What's the market doing in that year? You see, 2020, we had a market where pretty much anybody was putting money into anything and they were making money left and right. 2021 started off that way, went sour. Looks like we're having a little bit of a turnaround, but it's not looking like it's going to be a 2020. 2020 was something historic. So 2022 and 2023 is going to I'll say it's going to depend on the market. It's going to depend on Neo continuing to provide good news, improving the fundamentals. But anything can happen really. I'm not a guy who likes to, make those type of bets. As far as calls, like I mean, I might play in some calls, and those are leap calls. So those are the type of calls I like to buy. I still have $1 IDEX calls that I'm holding for 2022. Obviously, those are in the money by now. But when IDEX was at like $5, I could have like just got rid of it and cashed out. And I do wish I did that, but you never know with the market. Um, I missed a few comments. I stay away from anything having to do with credit squeeze now. Interesting. You've made me over $30,000. Wow, that means a lot, Doug. That really does mean a lot. I love to hear that people are out here profiting and people and I'm actually like helping people out. That means a lot for sure. It did have a dip right when you called it, but I think it's on the way up now. Hopefully, and then aside from that, like I didn't just get out because I thought it was gonna dip. I got out because they're supposed to pay a hefty dividend. And I said this in the video, and people said I wasn't making sense. I said, this is not a growth stock. I like to invest in growth stocks. I'm just not investing this type of way. When a stock's paying out in dividends, then it's less likely for like shareholders to see that money trickle into the share price because they're paying you a dividend, and that keeps the stock a little bit more stable. If the dividend wasn't so high, we saw Rocket Mortgage really take off. I believe they paid a dividend one time. I don't keep up with the company either, so correct me if I'm wrong, but like Rocket Mortgage flew. They're not paying as high as a dividend as UWMC. So it really depends on what you're investing for. Are you investing for growth or dividends? I personally said I wasn't investing for dividends. I'm investing for growth. So let me take this small loss, make my money back somewhere else. By the way, when I take that loss, it's also tax deductible, and I have a lot of taxes to pay as someone who runs a business as well. So that's actually money that I'm putting back into my pocket on both ends. So it made sense. And people who understand that understand, and people who don't understand that don't understand it. And that's fine because it's not for them to understand. It's better to use money to make more money way faster instead of waiting. Exactly. Exactly. If you were in there and like holding on to it not to bash anyone that's holding on to it, because I said I love the company. I grew up around it and I watched it get bigger over the years. But you missed out on the opportunity cost. Gonna take 10,000 and put it into ETH. That might be a very lucrative thing to do. Potentially. A lot of people are asking me, what do I think about ETH, and like, is it time to buy? And um I'm not in it right now. I'm not buying it right now, but crypto is pretty hammered down. Could be a turnaround in my opinion, but crypto is really a confidence game, a guessing game. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see the next crypto run, if there is another crypto run soon. I think crypto's burnt out. Crypto could be burnt out for the greater part of this year, I feel like, or at least for what's left of it. But I think crypto could have a little bit of a run in 2022. I love your play. It's safe, but go for high play. It's safe, but go for high gain strategy. Thank you. And I feel like the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, at least what's been working, is just to find a company with good growth potential, like exponential growth potential, disruptive companies, companies that are going to benefit from trends. Yoshin is obviously a company that's going to build benefit from China wanting to make the used car market a $306 billion used car market by 2025, which is a 2x from what it is today. They're the best player in the industry. I did the research, I bought into it, and I made way more gains than somebody who's going to be like trading in and out of stocks all the time. And and that's just, well, for most people who are trading in and out of stocks all the time. And that was very passive, hands-off investment. Come up with the bull case, continue to put money there, and it takes off. And I'm up over, well over, like, I believe 150% or something like that. Who knows where it's at today? Same thing with Neo, electric vehicles. I've been pretty much preaching about them on the channel, preaching about Neo on the channel for well over a year before, you know, everyone was really talking about it. And look what happened. Now it's catapulted itself to the world stage. It's got the eyes and the ears of investors all over the world. More money's coming into the stock, and the prophecy is almost self-fulfilling, because all this money's coming into the company. They're going to invest that money back into the business, and that's when it really does become like a self-fulfilling prophecy. What do you do for a living besides YouTube? Sorry if you already mentioned it. I didn't mention it before, but I guess I'll mention it now. I work in IT, and I help businesses pretty much as far as like the data center side of things. I help businesses streamline their data centers as far as storage, disaster recovery, um, backup, and other things in this space. I'm so tired right now, but cloud. Um, Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So basically, I help businesses keep their applications running. So for like a business like Uber, that's what, and I'm not going to say what company I work at, but it's a huge tech company. Have you heard of Revolve? Yeah, I have. Revolve is pretty cool. I We're talking about RVLV, right? The fashion company. I was a real guy. I really liked that company and I really loved it, but I sold out of it because insiders kept on selling at a time where like all the other stocks were running, and I wasn't patient enough with it. That's still on the channel. I don't delete my stuff off the channel, so if anyone wants to make a video and call me out and say this guy sold out of Revolve too quickly, be my guest. But I put that money in Neo, and that money served me better in Neo. I bought XNet. They have more cash flow than their market cap. Insane to see that in this kind of market. I never heard of XNet before. 50K ETH by 2025, 100K Bitcoin. Worst case, best case, 200K ETH, 1 mil Bitcoin. If Bitcoin, see, the thing that stumps me about Bitcoin when people say like Bitcoin to 400,000, Bitcoin to 500,000 to 1 million, you know how much wealth that would create, how much wealth redistribution that would be with everybody's eyes on Bitcoin right now. Um, that would be crazy. It would just be like a bunch of millionaires just coming out of thin air. But I'm holding mine. I don't have too much of it, but I'm holding it. But that would be ridiculous. For Bitcoin to go to $1 million. Yeah, I have heard of Revolve. One of their, not necessarily their competitors, is the Real Real. I really like that company. I was in Revolve before, actually. I was in Revolve probably the earlier part of 2020, or it might have been the later part of 2019, and I got out pretty early. But that was another thing that I should have held. But anyways, guys, it's been great hanging out with you guys, hearing what you guys are thinking about in this market. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. Get your free stocks from WeBull in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll probably be on the Discord later if anyone wants to chat. That's also going to be in the description. You're right. It's like the internet in 1990. Oh yeah, the whole crypto movement. That's crazy. And it's funny because it's always only the people who understand these type of things that end up making uh that end up profiting from it. But we'll see what happens.